Greeting to all of you. Tao is honored to always accompany you in watching the news bulletin on 24 Hours channel. Our bulletin provides the latest and most accurate news about the social order and security situation, as well as the latest international news that has occurred during the day. Now let's take a look at the main information for today.
Ladies and gentlemen, viewers. Heavy rainfall in southern China for several weeks has left millions of people homeless and caused billions of dollars in economic damage, while environmental groups warn that extreme floods may become more common. By the end of this month, over 12 million people in 13 provinces and municipalities have been affected, according to China's Emergency Management Department. The flooding has claimed at least 178 lives, damaged 97,000 homes, and cost an estimated 25 billion yuan, around 3.6 billion US dollars, in economic losses. Videos circulating on social media show collapsed houses, cars floating in the water, trees, and crops submerged in the flooded fields. Many cities in southern China have also suffered infrastructure damage. In Yangzhou, a large bridge is nearly completely submerged, while roads and railways near the Qiu River in Chongqing have been inundated. For thousands of years, China has struggled to control floods in its low-lying plains and has used levees and dams to manage rising water levels. However, unpredictable weather has made this task more challenging and put the lives of millions of people living along rivers at risk. Environmentalists warn that unless measures are taken to make infrastructure more resilient and address global climate change, the damages will be even more devastating. The devastating floods we have seen align with the increasing severity of extreme weather conditions caused by climate change, said Liu Junyan, an advocate at Greenpeace East Asia, according to Bloomberg. There is an urgent need to enhance early warning systems for extreme weather events, to assess climate risks in future cities, and to improve flood management systems, he added. The frequency of heavy rainfall and high temperatures due to climate change has been increasing over the past 6 decades, according to a report released by the China Meteorological Administration in 2022. The 2023 flood season has negatively impacted commodities from agriculture to energy. At least 80,000 hectares of crops, including rice, vegetables, and fruits, have been damaged in Hubei province, according to local emergency management offices. The early summer season is crucial for crop development, and if the flowers are washed away, experts predict a significant reduction in rice production this year. Meanwhile, the heavy rains have led to increased hydroelectric power production, reducing the demand for coal. There have been 5 rounds of heavy rainfall in southern provinces since the beginning of this month, prompting the National Meteorological Center to issue warnings of severe rainstorms for most days this month. According to weather forecasts, there will be 2 more rounds of heavy rainfall in the coming days. By the end of this month, at least 25 major rivers have exceeded flood warning levels. While some affected areas typically experience annual flooding, this year's accumulated rainfall is double or triple the normal levels, according to Chen Dao, chief weather forecaster at the China National Meteorological Center. Global sea level rise, believed to be caused by rising temperatures, is also threatening many cities in China. According to the Ministry of Environment, the average rate of sea level rise along China's coast was 3.4 millimeters per year from 1980 to 2022, faster than the global average. In 2022, the sea level along China's coast was 72 millimeters higher than normal, the ministry said. A study this year found that the Pearl River Delta, China's manufacturing hub and home to tens of millions of people, is the world's most at-risk urban center for high sea levels, with the potential to be below sea level by at least 67 centimeters by 2100 unless preventive measures are taken. In addition to climate change, decades of economic development and urbanization involving land reclamation from lakes and wetlands have also increased the vulnerability to natural disasters. Wuhan, once known as the City of 100 Lakes, has seen most of the 127 lakes that existed in the 1980s filled in for land use. Now, Wuhan is facing one of the most serious urban flooding problems in China. Human activities have destroyed rivers, lakes, forests, and any form of natural protection. It is time for us to establish principles on how we develop, and we need to leave sufficient natural reservoirs for cities to reduce flood damage, said Yu Jianfeng, founder of the Public Culture Center for the Protection of River Environments, a nonprofit organization based in Chongqing. The latest flood season on the Yellow River will extend until November 2031. The Yellow River Conservancy Commission of China's Ministry of Water Resources announced recently in Trinshao, Hubei Province, central China. Hydrometeorological authorities forecast that there will be more rainfall in the Yellow River Basin during the flood season, as well as the likelihood of typhoons and floods in the upper and middle reaches of the river in this phase, according to Xinhua News Agency. Local authorities will continue to carry out hydrological forecasts, reservoir regulation, and other activities to ensure flood control along the Yellow River during the flood season. The Hukou Waterfall, the world's largest yellow waterfall, has witnessed a significant increase in water volume following heavy rain in the upper reaches of the Yellow River and the discharge from a reservoir, according to CGDN. The flow rate at the waterfall has reached over 1,500 cubic meters per second, 3 times the normal rate. Earlier, the Yellow River Conservancy Commission stated that the Yellow River had experienced its first flood of 2023 due to continuous heavy rainfall in the upper reaches. After recent heavy rainfall, the water flow rate at the Tangnai Hydrological Station in northwest Hubei Province, China, has reached 2,500 cubic meters per second. The Commission has issued a blue flood warning and a level 4 emergency response warning, the lowest level in China's 4-tier flood warning and emergency response system, starting from 9 a.m. today. Local authorities along the Yellow River Basin have been requested to closely monitor the situation, strengthen inspections of dams and flood control projects. The information about the Yellow River flood season is announced as the Yangtze River Basin enters the flood season, especially concerns about the flood in the upper reaches of the Three Gorges Dam, the world's largest hydroelectric project, which was inaugurated in 2003. This afternoon, the Changjiang Water Resources Commission (CWRC) issued an urgent warning that the upper reaches of the Yangtze River may experience the first flood of the Yangtze River in 2023. In fact, the flood in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River has caused significant concerns for the structure of the Three Gorges Dam. As of today, the water flow into the Three Gorges Reservoir has reached 47,000 cubic meters per second and is expected to reach 50,000 at 2 p.m. on the same day. As of today, the China Meteorological Administration (CMA) has issued a continuous 31-day heavy rainfall warning throughout China. Hukou Waterfall, the world's largest yellow waterfall, has entered the 2023 flood season in China with a dramatic scene. Hukou Waterfall is located in Engim's Huayan Town, Yunnan City, Shanxi Province, China. This largest waterfall on the Yellow River is also known as the world's largest yellow waterfall, with a height of 20 meters and width varying with the seasons, reaching up to 50 meters during the flood season. CGDN reported yesterday that Hukou Waterfall has entered the 2023 flood season in China. The flow rate at Hukou Waterfall has increased significantly in recent days, reaching over 1,500 cubic meters per second, 3 times the normal flow rate, due to heavy rain in the upper reaches of the Yellow River and the discharge from a reservoir. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavy rain and floods that have occurred in southern China over the past 35 days have prompted the National Meteorological Center to issue a new warning yesterday. According to the latest warning from the center, the new round of rain could submerge the provinces of Guizhou, Sichuan, Yunnan, Fujian, Zhejiang, Chongqing, and the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. In the affected areas, rainfall could reach 10 to 15 centimeters. China Daily reports that the National Meteorological Center has issued multiple warnings for 35 consecutive days following the heavy rainfall, which has cost billions of yuan in damages to the economy. Since last month, 5 heavy rainfalls have hit southern China, resulting in 1.5 million square kilometers of inundated land. According to Hu Xiao, the head of weather forecasting at the China Meteorological Administration, prolonged rainfall has made many areas susceptible to natural disasters such as floods in small and medium-sized rivers, landslides, and power outages. Today, the Flood Control and Drought Relief Headquarters and the Ministry of Emergency Management have called for prioritized evacuation of residents by rescue workers to ensure their safety and lives. In total, These two agencies have evacuated 34,700 people. As of today, the prolonged rains have affected 12.1 million people in 13 provinces south of the Yangtze River, resulting in 78 deaths, destruction of nearly 80,000 hectares of crops, and 25.7 billion yuan in economic losses. The most severely affected areas are the impoverished autonomous regions in China. In Mianning, Luochuan, Sichuan Province, 14 people died on June 30th, and 8 people went missing on July 1st. Nearly 1,800 households have been relocated to temporary shelters. Local authorities estimate economic losses at around 738 million yuan. To alleviate the consequences, China's top anti-poverty agency has called for government support and close attention to the affected residents, especially the impoverished ones who are vulnerable to floods and other disasters. Specifically, ensuring housing and clean drinking water for the people, expediting repairs to roads, houses, and damaged water storage facilities. In addition, affected farmers can request agricultural insurance compensation, and local authorities must find ways to alleviate agricultural losses for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, an earthquake measuring 7.3 on the Richter scale struck Taiwan, resulting in 2,415 deaths, 29 missing, 11,305 injured, and 51,711 collapsed houses. Not only have there been numerous casualties, but many roads, bridges, and other transportation facilities have also been destroyed.
We sincerely thank you all for your attention and viewership. Please like, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell to receive the fastest and most accurate news update from 24 Hours channel. Goodbye and see you in the next video.